Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's MZ here, and today I'm going to share with you one of my goals in 2024, and that's to read 12 books. And I chose 12 tarot books. Feeling a bit ambitious because some of these books are quite thick and dense in nature, but that's my goal, and I'll see by the end of the year if I actually achieve it. So I'm just going to show you what books I've chosen. So one of them is The Fool's Excellent Adventure, A Hero's Journey Through the Enneagram and Tarot by Susan Rhodes. This is one of the bigger ones. It's quite dense. It looks like Golden Dawn, the Kabbalah, lots of information in here. So it's all about the hero's journey, and it's just something that's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. I just haven't read it yet. So I'll just show you the content so you get an idea of what's in this book. There's about the tarot in the West, Hermic Spirit of the Tarot, the Enneagram, Hero's Journey in Tarot, the Hero's Journey by Numbers, Hero's Journey through different paths. So it talks about how they all connect to one another. And the book looked really interesting to me. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I bought it last year, and this is what the back looks like. It says, Jervis Campbell reignited the imagination of a nation with his stories of the hero's journey. A decade later, Joan Author published Tarot and the Journey of the Hero, using the evocative images of the tarot to help us better envision the journey. The Fool's Excellent Adventure brings together two profound wisdom systems, the Enneagram and the Tarot, to explore the hero's journey as a Jungian quest to discover the archetype and most influences our path in life, the shadow that obstructs the way, and the resolution that is the great work of the alchemist. So yeah, I just found this quite interesting. So that's one of the books I want to read this year. These are in no particular order because I'm just going to pick them how I feel when I get them. Next book I'm going to show you is Tarot and Psychology, Spectrums of Possibility by Arthur Rosengarten. Another dense kind of book, lots of information in here. Again, sitting on my bookshelf for a while. Been meaning to read it for a long time, I just haven't got around to it. So this year I'm really going to focus on my tarot study, and I love that it uses this deck in here. I absolutely love that deck. Let's show you the content so you get an idea of what's in this book. It's got Tarot of Psychology, the Psychology of Tarot, Empirical Studies, and there's a list of all the illustrations used in this book as well. I just think this is going to be an interesting read. On the back it says, by integrating psychology's rigorous standards with tarot's imaginal landscape to create spectrums of possibility, Rosengarten lays an impressive groundwork for a 21st century working relationship, a turning point for tarot as well as for psychologists who pioneer the use of this demonstrably valuable resource. Tarot and Psychology combines moving case studies with practical details of exactly how tarot can be used as a therapeutic tool, provides a deep theoretical examination of how this synchronicity is inherent in archetypal symbolism of the tarot, and a deliciously rich exploration of the tarot. Never have I seen the tarot's deep wealth of meaning uncovered and explained with such skill and loving intelligence. So yeah, that's the second book I want to read this year. Next book I want to show you is The Soul's Journey, Finding Spiritual Messages in the Tarot by James Wickliffe. Another dense looking book. I'm very ambitious this year, it seems. This is, again, all these books I'm showing you have been sitting on my bookshelf for a while and I haven't read any of them. So I just really want to read this as well. I thought 12 books this year would be doable. It's like one a month. And some books are smaller than others, so I might be able to read more than one a month. We'll see. Then the contents here, it just just goes into deep detail on each card. And it just, let me find. So at the Fool, we've got a lot of information about the Fool and the author's thoughts on it. And there's quotes here that associate with that card. I just really like the look of this, and then it goes on to the Magician. So I'll just be interested to see these author's thoughts on this. So the back of it says, throughout the centuries, tarot readings have addressed our problem on the level of the material plane, while generally bypassing the spiritual aspects of the questions at hand. The essential truth, however, is that every question has a spiritual foundation, as does every authentic answer. To help you find the sacred dimensions of your tarot readings, this book shows you how to bring an enlightened perspective into your readings through its exploration of the spiritual facets of all 78 cards and its presentation of spiritually infused spreads. However, you do not have to know about or even care about the tarot to use the wealth of spiritual advice and inspiration in this book. You can read it as a collection of over 300 spiritual messages, which can stand alone as we guide along your soul's journey. So yeah, I just find this one interesting. Can't wait to dive into this book. The fourth book I want to show you is Tarot and the Journey of the Hero by Hajo Banza. This one's got more imagery in this one, so a bit more digestible. So like I have some intense reads, and this one would be a bit easier to get through. But again, I haven't read this, still sitting on the bookshelf. So I thought I'd actually read this one because I've had it for a while. A lot of these books I've got second-hand as well, and they're really good condition. So I'll show you the contents. So it's got What is Tarot, The Journey of the Hero, Major Arcana, The Fool, and then it talks about pairings of the Magician, High Priestess, Empress and Emperor, and then goes more in depth to the other major cards. And it also gives you information about the illustrations used. This one's all only about majors, but I just thought this would be an interesting read. Now on the back it says, this full colour illustrated book provides an insightful approach to 22 cards of the Major Arcana, drawing on Jungian psychology and its own considerable knowledge of exoteria. Banzoff clearly shows how the Major Arcana of the Waite Tarot deck tell the story of the hero's journey. So, pause if you want to read the back of this. I won't read it all, but yeah, that's the next book I want to read. I'm interested to see what it says. Fifth book I want to show you is a bit more digestible. It's a little book. It's called Only Alive on Sundays. This is a novella by Kim Rashidi, and it's a tarot book, but it's also a fiction book at the same time. So it says here, to be alive is to be consumed by one thing or another at any given time, to be consumed by thought, by love, by grief, by greed, or by the one consuming people, books, or feasts. And it's written using tarot cards. This book is a case study in desire and yearning for living in the present. A young woman explores love and obsessions ties to devotion, looking for the holy in arts of existence, such as friendship, decorative tiles, and nectarines. She treads the line between deciphering the universe signs and longing for forbidden fruits. So this is a fiction book, but introduces all the tarot in chapters, which I thought would be quite fun to read. That's a book I can get through quite quickly as I can reach my goal. So yeah, I've got a few tiny little books in here. So that's the next book I want to read. I have another book here, similar. It's called The Castle of Cross Desires. And this is another fiction book. It says, a group of travellers chance to meet, first in a castle, then a tavern. Their powers of speech are magically taken from them, and instead they only have tarot cards which to tell their stories. It follows an exquisite interlinking of narratives and fantastic, surreal, chaotic history of all human consciousness. I thought this would be a fun little read. And the author is Italo Calvino, and it's translated by William Weaver. So it's got contents there. So yeah, it's got imagery in as well. You can look at while reading, which I thought was quite fun. Interesting to read this book. Really like this. I thought this would be quite a quick one I could read. And again, been wanting to read it. I just haven't had the motivation to read it last year. So I'm hoping this year I can change that. So that's another one I want to read. Next book I want to read is this one, Madame Permita's Magical Tarot, Using the Cards to Make Your Dreams Come True. This has just been re-released, I think, with a different cover, and I've had this for a while and haven't managed to actually read it. I flipped through it, and it tells you how to write up the cards and like the keywords and things on each card. And I have I've delved into this a little bit, but I haven't read the whole book, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to read the whole thing. I just like the way it's laid out and be easy to read, I think. So, show you the contents. What is tarot? Prequel to our adventure. Making Magic of Tarot, map of the minor arcana, and it goes into all the suits there. And talks about the court cards. I just want to read this one. And on the back it says, tarot can be used to create your future as well as predict it. While many people are aware that tarot is an amazing system for divination and for accessing deep spiritual wisdom, what most haven't realised is it's also a powerful and practical tool for manifesting what we dream and desire. This book's a joyful journey that reveals the light in each of the 78 cards, even those that have traditionally had negative connotations. This book's spells, affirmations, exercises, and card descriptions help you use the tarot to create a spiritual roadmap to your best life. Experienced tarot readers and novices alike will learn practical ways to use the tarot to attract positive people, create abundance, open up opportunity, and realise a life of fulfillment, success, and pure happiness. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. So I notice a lot of people are reading this at the moment because it's a new release. So I'll finally get my brain in gear and actually read it. Another one I want to read is this one, Will You Give Me a Reading? What You Need to Read Tarot of Confidence. And it's by Jenna Matlin. I bought this because I'm not confident in reading tarot for others. I'm really not, because I still rely on a lot of guidebooks, and I like to use books to get meanings from cards still, especially when I'm journaling and things like that. I need to use my intuition a bit more, I think. So I thought if I get this book, it might help me get past that fear, because I do know the meanings of the cards. I just don't have the confidence in myself to actually read them. Like for others, like I had a few friends ask me to do their cards before, and I'm shy away from it. I'm like, no, I don't want to. So I thought this would be a good one to read. I'll show you the contents. And it's a quick start guide to giving a reading. What makes for a good reader? Yes, you're psychic. Tarot 101 for rebels. If you're a reader, who is the writer? Half of the work is in the question. Layering tarot techniques. Court cards are people too. This is why court cards are hard. Being the reader they need. Beyond predictions. Judgment is a card, not a reading style. How they mishear what you say and why. What to do when a reading goes wrong. A guide to self-care for those not great at self-care and ready for the woo. Then it's got final thoughts and acknowledgements and recommended reading. Show you the back, see what it tells you about it on here. So it's learn to confidently deliver tarot readings that leave you energized and currents clamouring for more. Tarot professional Jenna Martin gives you extensive tips and techniques for not only giving helpful and accurate readings to others, but also ensure that you're not punished for being the bearer of bad news. Deciding to read tarot for others opens you up to a new world of opportunities and challenges, and this book shows you how to navigate it all. Learn what to do when a reading goes wrong, how to navigate the difficulties of the court cards, why asking the right question is so important, and how to build resilience in yourself. featuring insightful anecdotes, advice on control and the flow of your readings, and more. This book is a must-have for anyone who is asked, "Will you give me a reading?" So I'm really excited to read this one because I do lack confidence in most areas of my life, especially tarot reading. So hopefully it'll give me the ego boost I need, and maybe I will give my friend the reading she's been asking for. So yeah, that's what another one I want to read. Next book I want to read in 2024 is this one, Spiritual Tarot, 78 Paths to Personal Development. I love tarot for this sort of thing. It's psychology, spiritual development, it's everything I want in a book. On the back it says here, Spiritual Tarot will take you far beyond traditional tarot card glimpses of the future and into the deepest recesses of your own mind. Using the three major tarot decks, Rider-Waite, Aquarian and Morgan Greer, you'll be guided on a breathtaking journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. Like an interactive picture book of life experience, and cards will help you to explore your archetypal mysteries, discover the 10 growth lessons and the 4 levels of maturity, learn the significance of wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, and how to expand the card meanings, and how to interpret your readings. And this book is written by quite a few authors, Sian E. Kloss, Robert Mueller, and Sandra Thompson. I'll give you a quick... Oh, there's some things on the back here I didn't realise. You can do your own journaling right on the back. Didn't realise that was in there. So yeah, this is quite an intense one, a lot of text. I'll have to spend a lot of time reading this one, I think. It looks quite interesting. Really want to dive into this one. I found a bit daunting this book because there's so much to it, and I'm like, oh, do I have time to read this? But I'm determined this year to actually read the books I've said I'm going to read. I think 12 books is not too bad. A lot of people read like 100 books a year. I don't even know how people achieve that. But 12 is my goal. Maybe more as a bonus, but 12 is what I want to do. Then I'll show you the content so you get an idea what's in here. There's learning the basics, what is tarot, what the tarot offers, choosing the deck and using it, tarot and alchemy, astrology, Kabbalah, chakras, colour, symbology, mystery school, and personality and year cards. Then part 2 is learning the cards, the major arcana, archetypal mysteries, and all the different archetypes of the majors. Then archetypal tests and dilemmas, achieving unity. And then part 3 is learning the cards, the minor arcana. So the 10 growth opportunities and 4 levels of maturity. It talks about the number cards and then the court cards. And then it goes into depth for each suit there. Then it's got mapping it all out, learning to lay of the land. So different like spreads. And then reading maps, what do I consider? Talking about different reading styles and sample journeys. Just give you samples of some readings there, and yeah, it looks quite interesting. Intrigued to see what it says in this book. So the one I want to tackle is the Spiritual Tarot. Another book I want to read is Finding the Fall, A Tarot Journey to Radical Transformation by Meg Jones Wall. I've seen this a lot on YouTube, and that's what made me buy it. It looks quite interesting, and that's quite dense book, not too bad. I think it's digestible. Gives you right of each card. I'm going to show you the contents. It says, preparing your way, beginning your radical journey, tools for the journey. Part 2 is Finding the Fall. It's all about the major and minor arcana. And the journey never ends, taking your journey deeper. Tarot and spirituality, creativity, and occult hysterica. And tarot spreads at the back. Let me show you what it says on the back. It says here, Finding the Fall is a tarot resource and study guide that goes beyond standardized traditional interpretations, opening the door for readers of all genders, identities, and experience levels to build a unique and personal relationship with the cards. For Meg Jones Wall, the path of the tarot is bigger than what can be found in only one deck, one way, or one teaching, breaking through barriers to show up as to who you truly are. That is the radical journey to self-discovery and transformation, and this book serves as a companion and guide along the journey. It talks about astrology, numerological correspondences, methods for creating personal definitions, spiritual and creative practices to use with the tarot, journal prompts, and brand new tarot spreads, and resources for further explanation. So I want to read this one because a lot of people have read this one lately. I think it came out last year, maybe. I think that's when I bought it, but left untouched yet again, like most books on my bookshelf. So yeah, I want to read this one. Another book I want to read is this one, The Radical Tarot, Breaking All the Rules by Tsitsi. Don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, sorry about that. And this one's a self-published book, I think. And it goes into, it's quite easily digestible book. So like it talks about the sun. And it's just interesting how it's laid out. And it's like a little story. I found that quite interesting. There's a lot of information in here about spreads and things. I love this. I took inspiration with this because one of my goals this year is to create my own tarot guidebook with my own meanings, and I'm going to kind of map out things by using words dotted around the page. So I got inspiration from this book for that. I thought it was just an easy way to learn things. So yeah, it's got write-ups for all the cards here. I'll show you the contents. There's an intro, tarot card readings or creative thinking technique, conceptual blending and tarot cards, the importance of randomness, finding meaning in the cards, working a card spread, fancy stuff, and conversations with the tarot. And on the back, it's got this. It says Radical Tarot reaches into new dimensions of understanding with the tarot card never before seen or understood until now. The mysterious inner workings and application of successful prediction with tarot cards can now be explained, replacing vague theories with hard facts. He breaks all the rules and replaces them with a true source of conclusive techniques that fit in today's world. Radical Tarot crosses barriers involving the cards that have been in place for centuries. Learn to read tarot cards with a clear understanding that has ever been seen in their history. The mystery of the tarot is not lost in antiquity. Can't read today. This is found in its future. The tarot does work, and now we can explain why. I'm pretty sure Vincent has a YouTube channel. Don't know what it's called though, but I'm pretty sure he does. I think that's how I found this book in the first place. I think it might be Tarot Maps, I think his YouTube channel is. So yeah, that's another book I want to read. And the last book on my list for 12 books I want to read in 2024 is Tarot for Change, Using the Cards for Self-Care, Acceptance and Growth by Jessica Dore. This one's quite a thick book. Quite a lot of information in here. But there's a lot of imagery as well to break it up. So I'm into seeing the perspective of self-care within the tarot. And I'll show you the contents. So it just says, what is tarot? Tarot and psychology, their story, getting to know the cards, architecture of 78 card deck, how to use the book, and then it goes into the meanings of each card. And then it talks about tarot readings, choosing a deck, and asking questions, shuffling spreads. And on the back it says, symbols have been used in modern psychology for generations, from the interpretation of fairy tales to ink block tests. Although tarot is often thought as a spiritual tool for divination and fortune telling, it too contains a set of symbols that can help us better understand ourselves. In this book, Jessica Dore reveals years of secrets and insights about how to work with tarot to activate your potential. You will discover the importance of choosing the right deck and how to find it. The imagery of tarot supports evidence-based therapeutic concepts such as mindfulness, acceptance, and compassion. The skill of interpreting specific images and symbols. How to build a meaningful relationship with the cards. So it's the last book I want to read. So all these 12 books I'm intending to read this year. I'm hoping I can. I think it's quite a good goal to have, but it's not too many, it's not too overwhelming. So I'm hoping that I will be able to read all of these. The little books will help me get through it, I think, so I could read these in probably a day, because they're quite small. Some of these are dense. I tried to not pick too much complicated books. I have a lot of tarot workbooks, but I thought that would take too long. I thought I've got some books that are realistic for me to read. So that's all the books I want to read in 2024. Wish me luck, and I probably would do a review of each book as I read them and post them on my channel. Give you my thoughts and after I've read them. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you've got any tarot goals, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what other people are planning to do this year. And if you've got any book recommendations, I'd love to know them too. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.